And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is Division 1, as it always is. On Saturdays, we are in Canada for the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and with me in the commentary box is someone who has very quickly become a fan favorite as far as commentary is concerned. Mr. McLaren Senna, the lifelong Mercedes fan in the comms box with me. Very excited to bring you this coverage. Shane, how are you? And have you now gotten over the fact that Lewis Hamilton is no longer going to be a Mercedes driver beyond this year?
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And it's great to be here. And yes, I'm looking very much forward to this race. And the answer to that is yes, and I'm excited to see him go to Ferrari. And I think they are building a very strong team there. And I think he's going to do exceptionally well there. Yep, absolutely.
Yep, I hope so too. And you are absolutely right. He's still someone who's got it, and Ferrari have a very good lineup. I just hope that they have an equally good car for the drivers to compete with.
I think they will, and I think you got to look in all fairness too. I think there's a couple of underlining stories too that have come to light that the reason why he has left Mercedes, and if you read it, like it's very telling. It almost happened 3 years ago, the reason why he left. And now we know. So, yeah, it's
right.
very
enlighten
interesting.
Me, Shane. I have zero idea what you're talking about. What happened 3 years back?
Basically, it come down to 2021 at Dubai. I think that is what broke Mercedes, is what happened at Dubai with the Massa incident and how it was taken from Lewis. And Mercedes
okay.
didn't
You mean
fight
Abu Dhabi?
it in court.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi, they didn't fight it, and I think that's stuck in Lewis. That is stuck with Lewis. But I also think Lewis knows that this change is going to invigorate him. It's going to energize him. It's going to, he's going to be. I reckon he's absolutely going to thrive there. I really do.
Yeah, I think a few people in the server were talking how Charles is going to trump him, but I don't think it's going to be that easy for.
I think if Charles has a race like in that year where he gets a run of bad results and Lewis gets a podium and a couple 2 wins and a podium, starts to build momentum, then Charles will struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the other way
I still
around,
think it's a little far-fetched to think about Ferrari winning races in this era of Formula One. I hope that changes.
I don't think so, because I think they'll close their gap to Red Bull. But no, I think Red Bull will be strong up to 2025. I really do.
Yep, let's hope
They've
so.
just
And
got that
with
momentum.
that, let's turn our attention back to what's happening on the track. Hardly 4 minutes there, and Redstone already putting the marker there with a 109.5. So,
Yep.
Shane, you have been watching our races in the past couple of weeks. What's your impression of Indian Racing League? This division especially, we all know Redstone is the one who's kind of dominating right now, but any other drivers that come to your mind when it comes to pace and someone who can probably give him a run for his money as far as race pace is concerned?
I think, as far as Indian Racing League is, if you surround yourself with the best, then good things will happen. And in my opinion, Indian Racing League is the best. The quality of the driving and the racing is just getting better and better and better with every season that comes. It's just getting better and closer. As far as Red, to challenge Red, I think Red Bull can, because obviously they got the car. As Ethan picked up a penalty there, a grid penalty.
That was a collision with Quick Killer, which happened.
It was.
Spectating it, but I'm sure.
I would say in that, I'd probably say Red Bull would be the likes to challenge Mercedes, obviously. And then I think if you're looking maybe Alpines. I know Chip Sheamer had a great result last round. Yeah, I still think at the moment it's still Mercedes and Red Bull and Mercedes. And
Yeah,
given the way that
they do look pretty
Shrikant Das
strong.
drove here in D2, the Red Bulls are very quick around here. Very quick.
Yeah, we watched Red Bull winning the race yesterday in Division 2 as Wicked Vicky. There was a weird line he was taking through the first chicane. I think he might be
It
glitching
does.
a little bit.
We've got a Mercedes 1-2 at the moment.
Yep, 1-2 for Mercedes with Redstone leading the way, and then his teammate is almost 4 tenths behind. We are trying to pick up someone who's on a hot lap. I think Noble Garter is on a lap, and let's see what he does in his Red Bull. His teammate VFX is in P3 as we speak, and he's on the medium. So I see a few drivers on the medium tire, Shane.
See,
Any
you look
guesses
at the
to
red. You look at
what it is?
you look at the Red Bull here with Noble Carter. That's just as much hooked up as it is with Shrikant Das in Division 2. Those Red Bulls around here, very strong. Very strong.
Yeah, maybe they are sharing setup tips with each other between the two divisions. But Srikant Das shout out is what he would not have expected while hopefully watching in the comment section. But Noble Carter will come across the line, and that puts him P2. What a lap from Noble. He is ahead of Abhishek.
Yeah, so it's Mercedes, Red Bull, Aston Martin, and Alfa Romeo.
And Caesar is going to come across to, I think, start a lap. So let's see what he does. But this is going to be his second lap running.
He'll be hoping for a better result. He'll be hoping for a better result than Monaco.
Oh, absolutely. It can't really get worse than what happened with him in Monaco. Him and VFX got into a first lap collision, which ended Caesar's race and virtually ended VFX's race, although VFX did, I think, score a point or two, because Monaco, as we know, is a race of attrition.
Caesar's very much a driver you can never count out. You can never count him out. Never.
Yeah, well, three-time IRL champion, a feat which is yet to be equaled, Shane. So let's see.
He's the current three-time world champion. Yep.
Yep, and then we have Redstone with 2 championships on the trot, and VFX with a couple of championships under his belt, and I think Hushraf, I'm not sure if he has won a single championship or 2, but either way. So right now, as far as IRL Hall of Fame is concerned, Caesar sits at the top, but I think he have a collision with the wall?
He hit the wall. He hit that, and he goes P13. So he aborted that. Yep, that was invalidated, that lap. So that's a wasted run. But he would have learnt from that. Don't touch the wall.
Yep, don't touch the wall indeed. And Bloodwave currently just going through the hairpin there. Has just one chicane to go. But thoughts about this track, Shane? Anything which you like, you don't like it? I personally despise this track, which is why I didn't race yesterday. But
why?
I just feel it's a lot of just chicanes, and then there's one hairpin in between. The corners, in my opinion, are not that inspiring.
P4,
but P4 for
thousandths of a second off Abhishek's in the Mercedes. 2000s.
Yep, it's getting very close between the top 4, while Redstone still has a healthy lead at the top.
I actually like this track. I actually think it's a if you're going to have if you were going to design the circuit now, I reckon this would, a lot of people would say, oh yeah, this is good. I actually quite like it. It's got a very long history, this place.
Oh yeah, I mean the races are quite interesting over here. There's usually not a dull race around here, and the weather is unpredictable. As I was spectating VFX, and he went down to the first gear through the hairpin, which I find a little bit strange. I think he's still going. He's deploying his battery, and his DRS is wide open. So this would be an improvement unless he messes up the last couple of corners.
Very nice through
there. Very
safe.
Very safe. And across the line he goes for P2, and is within a tenth of
a tenth.
Yes. But here we go. Basil is going to start a lap, and I promised URL Basil in P6 that we will go through his entire lap in qualifying. So Shane, if you want to do the honors of taking us through one entire lap on the circuit. Yep.
Okay, down on the run down to the centre chicane. Here we go. He's got a car in front of him. I'm not too sure what one that is. I think it's an Alpine. As he goes out of the hairpin, don't put the power on too early or your wheel spin. Up to the first chicane. Let's see how he takes this. Little cut there. Missed the famous Sebastian Vettel wall. Down to the run to the second chicane. 2/10 up. Right, through that. Very nice through there. Don't put the power on too early or your wheel spin. Stay clear of that wall on your left. On the run down to the third, to the other chicane. Through there. Very, very nice. Right, now down to the hairpin. Now, this is where you will make all your time up or you will lose all your time. And currently, he's made another 2/10 up. Through there. Watch the wall on exit. You can use a bit of this curb over here like he just did. Now the run down to the famous Wall of Champions chicane. Here we go. It looks a very good lap. It looks an excellent lap. Right, here we go. Let's see.
He has invalidated Baz. That was not on the cards, but he'll still complete it. Would have been a 110.0, which wouldn't really have helped his position. But it would have
Jishnu's just jumped up to P4 with a lap. 11 hundredths off Noble Carter.
Yeah, that is a strong lap from Jishnu. And as Srikanth pointed out, the Red Bulls in P2 and P3 are taking the fight to the Mercedes, Shane, who are leading the Constructors' Championship. That would be something you'll be very happy to know, by 41 points, just 3 races into the season.
I know, and it's going to be funny, like seeing, like, yeah, I know they're leading it, but they've still got to do the work and do the results and keep getting the points, because it would only take, Red Bull to have a 1-2 and it's completely changed. If they got a 1-2 and fastest lap, that would be 44 points. That would almost throw them right up into the lead then. But somebody else is on the lap. Is Abhishek.
Yeah,
Here he comes.
Yeah, he's about to complete the lap. Was good through the chicane, and he goes P2. There you go. Normalcy restored. 6 thousandths, Shane, of his teammate.
6 thousandths off his teammate. That was a very good lap.
So Redstone's lap is not safe here, and he's still in the pit. So I think he's going to go for only one more run. And if Azun is to be believed in the comment section, Shane, I would still caution you to not really believe him all the time, but there might be some weather hitting the track in the rain, in the race.
Yeah, I was surprised. Oh, Caesar invalidated again.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Caesar is just not hooking up a lap. And
I had a sneaking suspicion why everybody come out so fast on soft tyres and got their runs in. So maybe the weather is going to play a part.
Yeah, maybe that is something
Chip Schemer up there in P9 after his podium in Monaco.
Yeah, one of the most respected drivers in the division. Chips doesn't really get involved in incidents. He's a very clean driver overall, and of course his commentary skills
paid dividends at Monaco,
legendary.
Didn't it? It paid dividends at Monaco.
Yeah. And so Caesar, the only man on track right now, along with Redstone Dove. So Redstone, I think, has done this more time than once now. Is when he goes out.
I look at him driving, and I see that he's very supple with the car. No jerky movements, very smooth on the power, very nice on the throttle, and I think that's where he gets his speed from.
Yeah, they say, I think a driver said it, if I'm not wrong, that if it feels like you're slow driving the car and your movements are smooth, you're actually going faster. So maybe Redstone is putting that theory into...
Slow is fast.
Slow is fast. Yeah, absolutely. Yash Gosalia has started a lap. Redstone behind him will start a lap, but he might encounter some traffic as Yash Gosalia spins out of the second turn and has lost his wing completely. So that's qualifying over for the Alpine.
That's qualifying. Yep, that's qualifying over for him. So Chip Schemer has out-qualified Yash Gosalia again.
Yep, and Redstone Dub has just started the lap. So let's see. His lap time is not safe, and we'll see the first sector split in a few seconds.
Let's have a look.
And he's up. Look at that. That's the time he had in locker, Shane. for
Yeah,
a
yeah.
scenario like this where he had to really bring out the big
Well,
guns.
that's going to put him in the low one. If he improves, he could go low 109, very low 109.
Yeah. Do we have
Let's
any
have a look
takers
down to
for
here.
108 in the section, in the comment section? As Yash Alex maintains his gap.
Another 200s up.
Yeah. So we might not see a 108 here, and he's gonna get a good,
A
healthy
cheeky
slip
toe
screen.
off the Alpine.
Yeah. Although it didn't really last long because and Abhishek has retired from the session. I think that could be in the pits. But Yash, sorry, let's turned up through the final chicane. That was well managed, and let's see what kind of gains he has. And it is almost a
Oh,
3/10
oh,
improvement, and it's a low 109s exactly like you predicted, Shane.
yeah, a low 109. Yeah, I
And
think the
VFX
only team
behind him
that
has invalidated his attempt, so this is not really helping
at
out
the moment it's
because
working out for the Merc boys.
yeah, it is. Noble Gata yet to start a lap as Shooter in the comment section. Hello, Shooter, a man who's
Hello,
known for his
shooter.
prowess
How are
in
you?
qualifying.
But yes, Caesar hasn't even got a lapping yet, which is amazing.
Yeah, and he's on a lap. I mean, he's on an out lap right now. He's on the track as it is Jishnu who's gonna finish his current attempt. Is this gonna an improvement? It more or less matches his time from the last time around, and I think now
Yep.
we'll see every driver out on the track except for
Yeah. Now the
Bloodway
track. Now the
and
track's going to get
Abhishek's.
busy. Now the track's going to get busy. Yep. Absolutely. This is where you really got to have your presence of mind when it's busy like this, because yep. You
Right, so
really got
Redstone
to
is done. He has completed his lap, and I think I've seen this more times than not that he does go is not in sync with the rest of the field, and
Well, V-Fix is down. Well and truly down. Oh no, he's not. Now he's up.
yeah, so he
Now
just
he's
started a
V6
new
is
lap.
up.
Yeah, he just started a new lap, and he's up by 300ths of a second. It's not enough right now, and he would want to be on the front row at least, Shane, if not a pole position.
Yes.
Because he would want to have a shot of leading into tournament as Noble Garter of all people with a 4/10 improvement. The Red Bulls
Yep.
are really taking the fight to the Mercedes. He has lost time.
Yes.
VFX has lost
Yes.
time in the
Now
second
let's
sector.
have a look. Let's have a look. He did lose, but see, the tyres would be starting to scream by now. They would be starting to say, no more, enough.
Chips is gonna come across the line. It's not an improvement for him, but VFX.
Let's have a look at
Where is
V6
he?
as he crosses the line. Is it?
It's an improvement,
1,000th
but
of a second.
I wonder where he would have lost the time. Basil is not gaining on his time. Is Raman? Yes, 3/10 improvement for Raman. Gains a position on Chips, and
Basil,
Quick
let's have a
Killer,
look at
I think is not going to
Basil.
improve. What about Caesar? Is he actually gonna be P14 or does he gain a few
No.
places? He does.
It
P7
does. P7 in the
for
McLaren.
Caesar
Well
ahead
done.
of Baz, and I
Let's
think
have a look at
that
Baz.
is Collie.
I'm bored with Baz. We'll have a look and see, but he's
Well, he's down on his
this could
time.
be
He's
this-
almost 2 seconds off his time. So
yeah, I think
the big surprise
he's avoided
is
that.
our
Yep.
man from Division 2 who was racing in Division 2 last season, Noble Garter. He was my teammate, and now he's up with the big boys and has put his car on
He
the
is,
front
and
row.
he's extremely close to Redstone.
Yep, it's
Extremely close, but that
1.5
between
tenths
Uppershits and V6.
between the
And
two.
also, don't count out Jishnu and Blood X Wave too. They are, and Caesar. They're right there. They're right there.
Yep, they are, and Caesar known to have good starts. He did have a good start in Monaco as well, which ultimately led to the crash with VFX. So
Yep.
Canada, it's not a very long run down into turn one, Shane. So people
No, and
might
it turns and it funnels. It turns and it funnels. So that's going to be very interesting. Oh, that's right. Ethan's got a 10-place grid penalty. Two.
Ethan, yeah, so he got two of them, which is incredible in a single qualifying session. But there's the qualifying in terms of the grid positions. Redstone and Noble Garter will start on the front row, followed by Abhishek and VFX. So it's a Mercedes Red Bull for the top four spots. followed by Jishnu, Bloodwave, Caesar, Baz, and then Wicked Wiki and Ramen will be promoted
Yes.
into the top 10. And Ethan falling down to the last place on the grid. That is not how he would have wanted his qualifying
No,
to go.
not around here, but yeah, exactly as a Mercedes Red Bull, and you got Williams there too. Jishnu again, putting in another strong performance again in the Williams.
Yep, Jishnu
So
is someone who's always there or thereabouts and is always in contention for a podium. Let's see if this time he can
yes,
actually fight for a race win. Abhishek has disconnected. I hope he can join back soon because it's a dry start to the race and probably is a dry race throughout.
looks
And
like it. Yep.
there is no formation lap, so we'll get started straight away once the drivers have loaded in their setups and the 5 lights go out on the grid. So Abhishek is going to lose out at the start, Shane, and he
Yes.
will not be able to take control until the start procedure is actually through. That puts him at a disadvantage, and I hope his car is ghosted so that people don't really crash into each other. But this is Division 1 we're talking about, and it's inevitable that the cars will come into contact at some point or the other during the next
Yes.
35 laps across the circuit.
Absolutely. I mean, there's going to be contact. There's going to be wins and plates lost, and Uppershets is back. There's going to be wins off and lockups and that, and the here we go. Here we go.
Well, it's 5 lights on the grid, and lights are out, and we're underway. It's a decent start from Redstone. There's a guard behind, and Abhishek has joined, but Jishnu has had a good start. And I'm on board with Blood Wave. I hope there is no more contact.
Jishnu
no, there
up
isn't.
to second.
But Jishnu
He's jumped the Red
up
Bulls.
into P2. What a start from Jishnu. And
Caesar's up to P4.
Yep, Caesar from P7 is up to P4. VFX once again. A poor start from him from P4. P3,
Yep.
P4 rather, and yes, he is down in P5, but he is fighting with Caesar. So let's see if VFix can actually get ahead. I don't think he has enough of a chance right now. And Redstone ahead, 1.5 seconds in 2 sectors. I think that was also because of the commotion behind him. As VFix is gonna go down the inside of Caesar.
And he gets it done. And to see
and
if Caesar,
no, I don't think it's done yet.
No, but interesting that we've both got a lot of guys on the hard compound tyre.
Just hang on, Azun. I will show tire data as VFix has to lift off early to...
Oh, Jishnu touched the wall there a little bit on the exit. Redstone 170. He's just clearing out.
And VFix, in all that, instead of trying to get a position on Caesar, has lost one to Blood Wave. So Blood is on the softs and VFX is on the hards. So Caesar gaining 3 positions of the start while being on the hard tires is just amazing.
Yeah, and I tell you,
and look at Blood
Wave is all over the back of Caesar. He's going to send it down into the first chicane. Oh, and no, don't do that out there. And the marbles you've got to take into effect. Already the marbles are starting to form on the side of the track. But no, VFix is... Oh, this is not going to go well here.
Yeah, you can feel it that something's got to give.
You can.
And VFX wants to get the position back. I don't think he's going to go for a dive on Blood Wave at the moment. But he has Baz behind him who has held his P7. And Ethan, despite his 10 place grid penalty, is in the top 10 already.
Yeah,
there goes Blood Wave, by the way.
Up
and
2 places already.
Yeah, Blood Wave, by the way, overtakes
P4.
Yeah, P4 for him. Caesar did not fight it one bit. They're on a different strategy right now. And Caesar gets a bad run through the wall of champions.
Oversteer.
Yep, and that makes VFX a bit interested, but I don't think he's close enough on this occasion to go for any sort of move. But this is not helping VFX's race after starting. P4 is down a couple of places, and he's not the lead hard runner. All the while, Redstone extends his gap at the top to almost 2 seconds.
And VFX gets a massive slide through the first chicane. Massive slide. So now that's going to bring in Basil now. He's going to have a look now.
Yep,
and Wicked Vicky.
Abhishek, so Srikanth is asking why Abhishek is in P13. Srikanth is because he disconnected before the start of the race. So his car went in AI and it was unfortunately was overtaken by almost everyone on the grid, and now he has to climb back a few positions as Baz tries to poke his nose in, but nothing doing on this occasion.
But up the front, Red has got a nice gap now. He's out of DRS attack from Jishnu, but Jishnu's got Noble Carter right with him.
Yeah, it is very close between VFX and Caesar as we speak, and behind them is Wicked Wave.
Blood X Wave, another wiggle coming out of the Wall of Champions.
Yeah, so Blood Wave is not able to pull out a gap despite being on softer tires. Is actually helping Caesar retain this P5 for now, because Caesar is getting the DRS from the Alfa Romeo or Alfa Romeo stake. I think Wicked Vicky already.
With a 3 second. I think Caesar's hard compound tyres will start to come into their own about now. The guys on the hards are going to start to feel the grip now, where Blood X is going to start noticing the grip's going to drop off.
Yeah, how long do you reckon the soft tires will last?
Not very long around here. It's a bit similar to Bahrain in terms of grip. This is a rear traction limited diff. Yash Kasalia with a penalty as well now.
Yeah, this is not a good start to the race from Yash or for
being
Wicked
on the
Vicky.
soft tyres has worked. Yes, it's got him some places, but when he comes in, he's going to drop back down again. So yeah, that didn't work. I think he should have done what the others are doing.
Right, they're getting two conflicting opinions in the comment section, where Jen is saying the soft tires can last 14 laps, and Srikanth is saying only 7. Now I understand that the tire life is dependent on your driving style, but I don't think it's a difference of 7 laps in a 50% race. So one of them is right and one of them is not.
It's wrong.
But let's see what happens. VFX, you can just feel that he's getting frustrated in that Red Bull is trying to go through.
Jishnu and Noble Carter only closed a little bit then, but they closed on the Mercedes in front.
I think, there's a yellow flag. It is Yash Kosalia, and he has spun his car around, and the Alpines both are not in the points right now, and that is not going to help his chances.
Jishnu's just out of the points there. Chip Sheem is just out of the points now, just out of the points in P11.
Yep, and to your point, Shane, on Jishnu and Noble Carter gaining or keeping the gap constant to Redstone, I think Redstone is just kind of relaxing right now and just managing the gap. I don't think he's really pushing.
Yes.
So when he needs to push, probably during the press stop stages, he will do that. But there's no point in trying to go for a gap right now, because there could be a safety car at any moment, and that gap will evaporate instantly.
I think he's just basically driving to the gap to what Jishnu does. If Jishnu does a faster lap, then he'll respond with a slightly better time. But I think he's just driving to, looking after the car, looking after the tyres, saving a little bit of fuel, and just building that gap now and getting everything organised and right, okay, head down, let's go. That's.
Yep, and he's done just that
all
as
over
he
the
has
back.
Caesar in fact is losing touch to Blood Wave.
VFX is now closed right up on Caesar, so
one of these laps, VFX might just want to use his battery to get ahead. Right now, they're all in the DRS train, so it's difficult to do that. Redstone's gap at the top is more than a couple of seconds.
2.1 now,
Yeah, so he's extending that gap just a little bit.
Let's have a look out of here.
Blood Wave!
How? Blood Wave, how did you hold that? How?
Yeah, I'm not sure how he's alive, Blood Wave.
But now that's given Caesar a bit of... And now Noble and VFX as well. And the Aston Martin. And Wicked Vicky.
Yes, Kosalia, what are you up to, bro? He's got
He had a bad Monaco. He was going very well at Monaco. He said later that the car felt good, but he just made a mistake. And that was it in the wall.
Right, so the gap is 2.5 seconds at the top right now, and Jishnu is bit by bit losing touch to the race leader, as I think Bloodwave had another moment through there, And I really hope that none of the drivers behind him get damaged because of it. And one of them,
I'm
I
going to
think,
say,
might just go for a
I'm going
move
to say
here.
that that's his tyres. That's tyres, I reckon. That sliding is not going to help those softs.
Right, so plenty of battery at disposal for all drivers, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Here
But
goes
here goes
Caesar.
Caesar. He
Here
is
goes
pulled out of the
Caesar.
slipstream and he is ahead of him going into the chicane. Caesar up into
And gets him.
P4 now.
Oh, and Blood X Wave slides again out of the Wall of Champions.
And VFX is very interested. He might just go for a move down there. Bloodwest gives him the space. He runs out of track while doing so. Very respectful racing. A bit
Yes.
too respectful for VFX's liking. And VFX is through.
I think
Baz and Wicked Wiki. Everyone is just making their way through the Alfa Romeo now.
Yeah, I think the Alfa Romeo's tyres are, I can say, 7 laps is maybe right. Yep, I think they're starting to get tired because now you've got...
Look at him sliding around, and Raman is gonna go for a move as well. Bloodwave would be smart enough to not fight it, and he does not. And it's Raman up into P8, Ethan still in P10, but never would I have thought that it is Srikanth who has been proven right against Jin. And on something as significant as tire life, because Jin is supposed to be, I mean, we call him the tire whisperer for a reason, but maybe with Jin's driving style, the softs could last 14 laps. But,
Ethan,
no, Bloodwave!
Ethan. Oh, and Ethan gets that.
Oh, it's almost 4 wide, and I hope there's no...
Five wide into the... Oh, my goodness. And this is
chaos.
Abhishek's just be... Look at this. Somebody's going to lose an M plate. They're going to.
Yeah, absolute chaos here. By the way, Baz gets a penalty as well.
Baz
it's all kicking off here as Abhishek gets a double move done on Bloodwave and Quick Killer. And welcome to Division 1, ladies and gentlemen. This is Peak IRL. Further ahead, VFX is keeping in touch with Caesar. He's had a slide coming out of the corner.
Get on board with Noble Carter and let's have a look. Let's see. Oh, he's got plenty of battery. And he's got plenty of fuel. So yeah, he's in a good position. Is the Red Bull? Let's get up and have a look at. Oh yeah, same with Red. He's just taking it easy.
Yeah, and Bloodwave is gonna lose another position to Quick Killer. Is Bloodwave gonna come into the pits at the moment? I'm not sure. Is staying clear of everyone else, and Bloodwave is continuing on for one more lap.
But I'm just gonna have a quick look on board with. Okay, all right. Well, to me, I'm just trying to have a look. He's got. Let me have a look. Yeah, those fronts are definitely marked up. Definitely. So,
and there's a battle for P2 brewing for a couple of laps here, Shane. Noble Carter finally within striking distance as Yash Gosalia. I mean, I understand Canada is a track where you are very likely to get penalties, but I think he's just having fun at the moment. He's almost a minute behind everyone else as Abhishek gets a move on and he's up into P9. So this is a bit of a recovery drive for Abhishek. It's painful, but he has to go through it. And let's see if Noble can mount a challenge to Jishnu. I think he's a bit too far back on this occasion. 6 tenths is not the kind of gap you can make up in one stretch.
Jishnu and Noble Carter can just see Red just ahead of them.
Quick Killer, something happened to Quick Killer, but I'm on board with VFix. He is gonna overtake Caesar. They almost collected each other. That was very close. But VFix is up into P4.
He just absolutely flew past Caesar.
Yeah, he did. And look at the gap already. He had a good run through the last chicane as well.
And now Wicked Vicky's right up there with Caesar.
Retired. That's in the pits.
Yep, that's in the pits. Yep. So one Alpha Visa Cash App Minardi retired.
Don't bother, Shane. It's the worst name in the history of names as far as Formula One is concerned. And I mean, I don't know what were they smoking. I understand sponsorships, I understand all that, but there is something called right and wrong, and this is just plain wrong, that name of the car. 3.5 seconds the gap. There's a yellow flag which is now turned into green flag, and
Yep,
Noble Gata surely is close enough, but I don't think he's close. Yeah, he just loses. So Jishnu does on those mediums, well, both of them on the same tires. He's getting a good drive after the hairpin, which enables him
you
to
can
be in
tell
touch.
that Noble Carter. Oh, who's in? Who's in the pits?
Yeah, that Yash Gosalia in the
Gosalia.
pits. Yeah. So Yash Gosalia is in the pits, and by the way, Baz has overtaken. Oh, Vfix gets a time
VFix.
penalty.
Oh, now.
That was not on the cards.
No,
And
now this, yeah. I mean, Noble Carter's doing a shriek hand. He's being very patient, Oh, I haven't said that. He touches the wall. Oh dear.
I never thought you would associate patience with Srikanth. That's not how I'm used to witnessing Srikanth's driving style.
I think he drove a very patient race here in D2 the other night.
Yeah,
very patient.
No, but
Yes.
Shane, if you were following Indian Racing League a couple of seasons back, I think you would have begged to differ. But yeah, I would admit
I
that
know
he has,
that. I know that.
I think
Yes.
he has matured quite a bit in the last season
Yes.
or two, and he's no longer the driver which everyone is afraid of as far as fighting is concerned. As
Yes,
Noble Gata was once almost 2 tenths off Jishnu, but it's again at gap of zone. So Jishnu seems to have a good final sector, and more important, the second sector, which allows him
Well,
to
I'm telling you now, Noble Carter's got a full battery. Absolutely full, and he's actually saved a bit of fuel.
Yeah. So maybe an undercut might be the way to go if he can't overtake him on track. Just do the opposite to Jishnu, and well, then you might see yourself out in front.
He's got VFix behind him, and VFix is in no man's land at the moment because he's got Caesar, he's got Basil, he's got Wicked Vicky there too. Rahman's catching the group as well. So, yep. So, yeah, it's at the moment, these two, Jishnu and Noble Carter, they're... Oh, another penalty for Wicked Vicky.
Why is Yash Gosala in the pits again?
Oh, that's... Now, is that a... Why is he...
Yeah, he's had another pit stop and he's back out on track.
Okay, all right. Now, in all that, Chip Shima's moved up to P10.
Yep, Chips has moved up to P10, and this time Noble is within the 5/10 gap. That gap again increases as Jishnu gets a good run out of the hairpin, and it's a standard. And what about Caesar? Can Caesar overtake VFX? Well, Noble is close, but Caesar is closer, and he does make the move. Good move.
Yeah, the hard tires will be starting to come into their own now. Absolutely now. Yep.
VFX is close. Is VFX gonna fight back? I don't think he's gonna do that. And well, Caesar takes P4 back.
And the Aston Martin too. He's doing very well as well.
Yeah, but the problem is that these drivers have time penalty. VFX, Bath, and Wicked Vicky. That puts Caesar at a very clear advantage, despite losing a position if he does in the next lap or two. But Caesar can just still stick around. Noble Carter, Bloodwave, finally decides to pit at the end of lap 13. He's gone on a set of mediums. Now, do you think these can last until the end of the race?
No. No, he's going to have to stop again. Definitely.
Well, we'll see when the medium runners, the drivers who started on the mediums at the start as
got ahead of VFix. Has taken VFix. Pardon me, everyone.
I bet VFix didn't see that coming. As finally, Noble Carter. Yep.
Absolutely flew past the Williams. So now, let's have a look. Straight away, he takes two tenths out of the Mercedes.
Yep. So as
we got a yellow.
Saying,
who's that?
I think it's Wicked Vicky. Oh no, it's not Wicked Vicky, but it is Abhishek, who was almost running into the back of the Red Bull of VFX. Thankfully, he did keep that in check. And
this group is. This group, let's just look at them. Look, they're so close to one another. And when you're this close, it's very hard to follow.
Yeah, Chips is in the pits for a set of hard tires. And
and he comes out. Ethan, no. Again, don't do it. Oh, and Chip Shima cleared him.
Yeah, Chips has cleared him, but Ethan has softer tires under his belt, and Bloodwave is on even softer and fresher tires. So this is something which could be exciting for the last bit of points as Chips kind of lets Ethan go maybe. Ethan
Yeah,
now
good
up into
idea.
P10.
Good
Oh,
idea.
there's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
some.
A little tap. Chips is on the fresher tyres. They're going to take a while to warm up. Don't fight it.
Double overtake for Bloodwave. Yes, it is a double
Yeah, good.
overtake
Oh,
as
and
it
a
goes down
lock-up
the
as well.
inside. Yep, so that's Blood up into P10, but I don't think he'll have
quick
DRS.
Uppershets has just taken VFix.
Yeah, so VFix
So VFix is dropping
might be
back.
just... Yeah. Oh, who saw that? Oh, sorry, I think it was Wicked Vicky was almost losing his car. We were not really spectating him,
And
but
Wicked Vicky is catching VFix.
Yeah, so VFX's tires might be just falling off, or his pace is just not optimum at this point in time. But Abhishek, who started almost at the back of the grid, is now well within contention of a solid points finish, maybe even a podium if he can play his cards right.
Salia with another penalty.
Yeah, I think he has to just stop trying to avoid time penalties at this point. He might get disqualified before the end of the race if he keeps up.
I've noticed, mate, that there's quite a few drivers in terms of fuel that, you know, they're down into the 07 and 05.
It's Redstone pits.
06.
Our race leader is into the pits.
And
here goes Basil on Caesar, and Baz has made the move. He's up into P4.
Hard tires. Good stop. Good stop from the Merc boys. Good stop.
Yeah, Noble Garter in the pits as well. So Noble Garter, after overtaking Jishnu for net P2, is in the pits, and he's gonna come out in P9. So there's a bit of clean air for Noble Garter.
Yeah, 8 and 9 are in running order, so that they'll stay as they are. Caesar's up to P3.
Redstone just 2 seconds off Raman, so he will catch Raman in no time as Bloodwave puts the fastest lap of the race. Chips and Ethan exchanging positions there. It's Chips up into P11, Ethan delegated to P12, and Abhishek and Caesar very close, and Abhishek is up into P3. What a drive!
Past Caesar.
And he's gonna overtake Basil on the back straight.
He is. Look at this. Is he through the other there? Not. Oh, nice. Oh, a little wiggle, but gets the power down.
VFX had a moment into the hairpin, and he's now overtaken by Wicked Wiki. Redstone is very close as well. I don't think Abhishek is gonna make a move. Is he close enough? Let's see if the Mercedes. Oh, there's a yellow flag. I think that's for Yash Kosalia.
It is, yes.
And everybody, it's a safety car.
It is, yeah, because there's wind, there's debris on from Yash Kosalia's Alpine.
Yeah, that and Noble Garter, I really feel sad for him. He triggered that undercut, and Jishnu is gonna overtake him. So Noble Garter will have to do all that hard work again because of the safety car.
He certainly will, and we've got Red up in first. We've got Jishnu in second. Noble's in third. Baz is in fourth.
And Abhishek, I think now he's in a real sort of a podium. All the gap which the top three had on the rest of the field has evaporated. And
this is going to help the guys too. They're a bit marginal on fuel too.
Yep, and if Noble Garter and Jishnu keep fighting even more, let's not count off Baz, but Baz has a time penalty to contend with.
So it does. Let me have a look.
I think we have a very good chance, Shane, that we'll see both Mercedes on the podium come the end of the race.
Yes, and we've got Baz with 6 seconds, Wicked Vicky with 9, VFix with 3, Blood X-Wave with 3, Ethan with 3, and Yash Kosalia with 12.
12 seconds of time penalties is a bit too much for Yash Kosalia.
Yeah, you know, it is, but, you know. Oh dear. But no, it's this is going to allow the field to close back up. I don't think it's going to allow enough time for Yash Kosalia in the Alpine to close up, but
he might. Yeah, you never know. He might, if this safety car is out for a lap or two more, he might close up.
Yeah, Noble Carter did all the hard work. all that hard work and got undercut. What a feeling when you're a driver.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling. As Vicky and Caesar exchanging positions, but now they're back
Yes.
to their correct positions in the order of the pack. But yeah, you must really feel for Noble Carter. But considering the pace he had, Shane, I think he must be feeling confident. Well, he's disappointed that the safety car was deployed when it did, but I think he also must be feeling confident that he can overtake just all over again, and maybe even challenge Redstone for a win. Who knows?
Yeah, well, at the moment, yeah, I mean, he's in that good position. He's got the slightly like tires that are bedded in sort of thing. But yeah, I think he'd be confident. I mean, the way he was able to get past and pull that gap, I think he's confident in the car. The one that I think is lost out in the pit stops has got to be VFix.
Yeah, VFX did lose out. Well, he was losing a lot of positions before the pit stop as well.
Yes.
And
yes,
the safety car, let's see, they have crossed the second sector split, and the safety car is not coming in. It seems like
soon. We should get notification. No,
I mean, we should have gotten it by now, so maybe it will go around for one more lap, and Yash Kosala will surely then catch up. Jin in the comments saying that VFix might have had wing damage. Well, Jin, if you're race engineering him, let us know if you know something we don't. And he does indeed have a damage to his front wing.
No, well, I reckon, he could maybe have a bit of, you don't know, but don't count him out. Don't count the Red Bulls out. No way. But as I said, Caesar's in a good spot there. Noble Carter, yeah, he'd be confident. Especially at this restart, I think he's going to be very confident and try and get up there with the Mercedes and the Williams. Who was driving another good race again is Jishnu. He's driving another excellent race.
Yeah, I think he did manage to hold off Noble Carter until he was eventually overtaken just before the pit stop phases. And then because of the virtue of the safety car, he's back into P2. And I think now we have not discussed the tire difference so far, Shane. So the likes of Abhishek and Baz and Caesar on those mediums, which from the data in terms of the first stint, they would last until the end of the race, especially now that there's a safety car. So that could be a factor, the likes of Abhishek and Basil and Caesar.
Well, the hards do take a while. Safety car's in this lap, so we just got notification. The hards will take a while to come back on again. And the mediums will almost switch on.
They will take a while to kind of switch on, exactly. And that might just put the likes of Noble and Jishnu under pressure. Redstone has a cushion of two cars behind him, and I'll be on board with Noble Carter for this restart. Redstone, let's see when he goes. The safety car enters the pits right about now. So
safety car's in the pit lane now, so he's in.
And see what Redstone does. Redstone's still weaving around.
Super respectful. On the safety car.
Well done, guys. Probably the only driver who's and he's gone. He has gone and has. That's a good restart by the Mercedes driver, and I hope people can break on time. Jishnu!
Oh, Jishnu!
Gets a 3-second time penalty. Not on the cards, that one. And this is
now Noble Carter thinks, right, okay, now I can do this.
Yeah, and even Basil, for that matter, the gap is already 1.5 seconds in the first couple of corners there. Redstone has gone. He's checked out. Here is Baz. He's gonna send it. I don't think he does. Redstone is up into P1. Well, he has been for the entire of the race, and Yash Kosalia, his good friend, has now 15 seconds worth of time penalties. Baz is gonna go for a move on Noble Carter, and well, he did try it, but didn't really work out.
Oh, caution! Who's that? Yash Kosalia.
Yeah, that is Yash Kosalia. So Baz tried to go for a move, didn't work out. And I hope Abhishek can stop his car in time. Yes, he does. So Baz and the rest on the mediums will get a good purchase out of the hairpin on these tires. And look at Baz go.
It's right. right up with, and is he, or is Noble Carter going to have the corner? He backs out. Yep.
And Abhishek, he uses this to his
now
advantage.
Abhishek is thinking, right, well, if you don't want it, I'll have it.
Yeah, that usually happens when the two cars are fighting.
Through you go.
Yeah, that
well
is
done, Abhishek.
wonderful
Good
racing
driving.
And beautiful race start from Abhishek. He knew that the drivers ahead of him were fighting.
Yash Gasalia in the pit lane. He's gone into the pit entry. He's got going again.
Yeah. So Yash Gasalia, and he has retired in the pit lane.
Yep.
Not a surprise considering how his last hour has been. But Jishnu is in P2. Noble Carter holds on to P3. And they... Oh, Redstone!
No! Oh, Imola all over again.
Well, the only thing which is saving him right now, Redstone, is that there are a lot of more laps to go until that happens. And this time, can Abhishek win this race? I know it's too early. But on the mediums, and he's going to overtake Noble Carter as we speak. Does he have enough?
And Abhishek is now up to P3. He's got Noble Carter. He got Noble Carter clean as, and actually pulled the gap.
So does Baz, maybe. I think Baz and Noble Carter. Baz! Oh, that was close, and Caesar was trying to make his way through as well. But Baz is up into P4. Noble Carter has lost a couple of places since the start. We were thinking he would be the one who would be challenging Jishnu for a P2. Well, you can say he did challenge Jishnu in a way, because Jishnu got a 3-second time penalty. He was kind of pushing, maybe.
Abhishek is closed up to Jishnu. Look how close.
And Abhishek is gonna get DRS. He's gonna get a 2 and DRS out of the hairpin. So Abhishek might be in P2 when he breaks the next time. So it will be a Mercedes 1-2, and then he can set his sights on his teammate, who's less than 3 seconds ahead of him, as Blood and VFX are fighting for a position. VFX.
They are. VFX is not as. It's just gone backwards.
Yes.
You know, we were saying in red with the fastest lap, we were saying that he was going to be up there, but he's gone the other way.
Yeah, and same for Noble Carter. Noble Carter, we were hoping he would battle Jishnu, but he's lost another position to Raman this time. So the medium runners are really reigning supreme right now. And by the way, Abhishek could not overtake Jishnu on this lap, and Redstone is trying to take advantage of that.
And look at the Aston Martin of Baz. It's closed right up with Abhishek as well. So fantastic drive from him as well in the Aston Martin.
Yep, Baz is in a good position right now, and he has to play his cards right. Jishnu is doing everything he can. You can see his car sliding around. Raman gets a 3-second time penalty.
And they're bringing Caesar along with them too. Caesar's joining in too.
And I think this time Abhishek will leave no stone unturned. Well, Jishnu does get a good exit through that corner, but Abhishek using his battery and DRS to good effect is going to fly past the Williams. What about Baz?
Yep, straight past. Look at that.
What about Baz? Can Baz go through? No, he really cannot.
Defend and attack, and past you go. Yeah, so it's Mercedes 1-2.
Yep, Mercedes 1-2, and then 3.5 seconds is the gap.
Caesar with the fastest lap.
Yep, so 3.5 seconds is the gap. Let's keep an eye out on that gap between the top two, Shane.
I wonder if team orders will come into play at Mercedes.
Well, these two have been very cordial with each other in the past, whenever there's a situation when they're fighting for the win. So I don't really expect fireworks. They're in the same party chat. So, well, if people are expecting drama, that's not going to happen. But if you're expecting...
Well, I'm with Ethan. I'm with VFix, and VFix is having to go at Blood X, but he's up to speed, but he doesn't seem confident in one sector of the track. And that's where he's losing it.
Oh, VFX! He's going for a move. It was... I thought he lost his braking there, but that was a very, very controlled dive. Well, he's not taken any places yet, but let's see if Bloodwave can...
Is he going to have another go? I'm on board with him now. Is he going to have another go? Maybe not. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, no, he thinks right. Okay. Oh,
He's gonna use his battery now. This is, I think this is gonna end badly for sure. There's no way. Yeah, there's some contact. I think. Oh, there's more
Noble
contact
Carter.
as VFX is running out of road there.
Carter? He's gone backwards.
Yeah, the Red Bulls, they are not liking the second stint one bit, and they would have been so happy had a safety car not been deployed, as Basil
is up to third.
Is overtaking Jishnu there, and I think Caesar is gonna go there as well. Yep, so Caesar is through, and as things stand, Caesar will be on the podium because he's in P4 and Baz has a time penalty.
When was the last time Caesar was on the podium?
I think he got a podium last season, sometime towards the end of the season, so it's not been that long. But Redstone Dub, the gap is almost 4 seconds, so he's stretching his legs. He knows he has a 3-second time penalty, and he would be praying that the drivers behind him keep it clean, because if there's a safety car deployed, then that really puts him into trouble. As Bloodwave gets past Noble Garter and is up into P7, and Noble Garter gets a 3.
Noble Garter with a penalty. The Red Bulls are hating his second stint, as you said. They don't like it. They don't like it.
And Chips in P12, you know what? I think he might just end up in the points come the end of the race. That's the extent of time penalties we have.
I'm looking at the penalties all the way up to 5th. I reckon he could get up to P5.
Yeah, well, he has a gap to close down as well, but I think he has a good shout as far as getting a few points is concerned. Now, Baz is trying to...
is not letting the Abishets go, and Caesar is joining onto the back of them as well.
The medium runners are kind of having their own race right now. Abhishek, Baz and Caesar. Redstone has checked out, and the gap has increased by a second since we last monitored it, and since last Abhishek overtook Jishnu for P2.
Oh, Baz! Baz is having to go at Abhishek.
Yeah, he is going to go for a move, Baz. And he does make that move stick. He's up into P2, has a 3-second time penalty. So let's see. Oh, Wicked Vicky with another one.
Oh, Wicked Vicky with another one. So that's going to help Chipshima.
Yep, it is going to help Chips. But Chips, it's on 12-lap old hard, so not the best performance from the tires.
No.
But let's see. Let's see. He might still not be able to bridge the gap. But when the checkered flag falls and the time penalties are accounted for,
now
there might be a few surprises in store for him. Oh, Raman! Sorry, Bloodwave. Wow. I'm sorry, Bloodwave has no front wing.
I know. He's got absolutely...
No, he has something. I'm sorry.
He has a front wing, but he's got no end plate.
It looked like for a second that he didn't have any, but he does have front wing.
His car looks very low to the ground, extremely low.
Yeah, he might be running that kind of a setup, but I don't think
he's got a front end plate. That's very strange.
Yeah, and Noble Garter has lost few more positions. Is now behind his teammate as Abhishek gets the move done on
look
Baz.
At Ethan. Look at Ethan. Ethan gets Noble Garter. Argy bargy through down onto the back straight, and Ethan gets it done.
And Ethan might be on a move on VFX as well. Further up ahead, Abhishek has overtaken Basil, and Ethan does stay behind VFX. So it's a single point for Ethan. Thinking,
what are we in the same race as everybody else?
Yeah, these tires are just falling off for Red Bulls. It's just not working off for them.
Who hit the wall? It was VFX hit the wall.
VFX's front wing seems intact. But
I will tell you, he hit that hard, but up the front, Baz is not letting Abhishek go. No way.
So Abhishek did overtake Baz back after the Aston Martin was into P2, but Chips!
No,
that is not what the doctor ordered.
Exactly, that is not what the doctor ordered. Oh boy.
Baz just about has DRS. Abhishek is flexing his muscles right now, and he wants to get going and leave Baz in his dust. but Baz obviously has other ideas, and
Well,
Caesar and
considering that
Jishnu.
Red has got a 3-second gap, technically Red has got a 2.1.
Yeah, the laps are running out,
Sec-
Shane. Just 5 laps to go after
They
this
are.
one, and
Yeah.
Because VFix just cuts ahead of Wicked Wiki, is up into P8. But yes, so he's running out of laps, Abhishek, to catch up to his teammate, and now he has cleared
Yeah.
Baz by more than 1 second, so he's clear of DRS if he can make this gap stick. So the next 2 laps, if there is no safety car, then Abhishek is looking good for a
I
race win
got
here.
kudos to everybody.
Oh, Baz
Baz with
gets
a 3
another
seconds.
one.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's another one. He already had
everybody,
one 3 second time penalty. So
everybody has
maybe
been.
Jishnu can get P4 ahead of Baz.
I think that last podium spot, I still reckon, well, Caesar's going to be up there.
Yeah, Caesar has to just be there. He just has to be present to
But
take that.
everybody's been driving super.
And yeah, there you go.
Oh,
He doesn't need
Caesar's
to
up
do
to
that.
P3.
He's up into
Caesar's
P3.
up to P3.
And can Caesar challenge for P2?
Oh.
Can he ruin the Mercedes party?
Oh, it'll be a Mercedes. Oh, blood with a 3-second again. If it is, that's going to be technically it's Mercedes on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So Basil has 9 seconds of penalty. I thought he had 6, but he's 9 seconds of penalty for Basil, and Blood Wave has 6. So
yeah, and Wicked Vicky's. Where's Wicked Vicky gone? I thought he was in the pits. No, he's dropped down behind Noble Carter.
Right. So Abhishek is clear of Caesar and all that. I thought Caesar would be catching up to him, but that's not the case. Caesar almost loses his car coming out of the chicane, and that will make Basil very interested.
Yes, yeah, I think Caesar's car is still a bit nervous, but it's talk about nervous there. That was a kick and a half.
Yeah, Baz is gonna overtake Caesar here.
Yeah.
Even without using the battery, just pure ERS, pure DRS, and Baz is through.
There we go.
Lap 32 of 35, and Bloodwave and Raman are still battling it out. Raman, I heard, Shane, that is using a low down for setup, and probably which is why cars are frustrated around him, but not VFix, because VFix is up into P7 now. And
Did
not
you say
very
a
good
low
at
down
wanted
for
to be.
setup?
Yeah, a low down for setup for Raman, so he has very good straight line
well,
speed.
see, that's not gonna help his tyre wear.
Yeah, that is not going to help his tyre wear, but I don't think he's concerned. He's a Division 2 driver reserving in Division 1. He doesn't have a championship to take care of or think about. And Caesar now is in range as far as Jishnu is concerned, but Caesar himself would want to re-overtake Basil. Abhishek has kind of driven away. Oh, Raman, just as we were talking about him. That's
dear. We've struck again.
Yeah. So it's incredible how we have only 2 drivers, Abhishek and Caesar, who do not have any time penalties to their name.
I know.
And this is the last lap where a safety car could have been deployed, and Redstone has just started the last lap as VFix overtakes his ex-teammate Bloodwave into P6.
P6 now.
Yeah, and no safety cars now from here on until the end of the race.
No, so it's just a straight run to the end of the race now.
Yep,
and Raman drops down. Ethan gets ahead of Raman now.
Yeah, so as you said, maybe it is the tyre wear kicking in for Raman, and he can't
Martin's both having a good race here tonight. They're having a real good race.
Yeah, the URL boys are having a good race, and Raman might get overtaken by Noble Carter here. Noble Carter is gonna go for it. No, he does not. Stays behind for now, and we turn our attention back to the battle for P3 and see if Caesar can do anything. Well, he doesn't need to. As I said, he just needs to be present.
He doesn't need to do anything. He's doing exactly what he needs to do, and that is do nothing.
Right. That is ironical and half. But if Redstone gets another time penalty, which he did on the last lap in Imola, then Abhishek would be really interested. But I don't think Redstone will make the same mistake again, would he?
I don't know. Yeah, we don't. If he got another, that would give him 6. Yeah. Oh, I think Red's safe where he is. I do. Like coming into what nearly the penultimate lap. Yep. I think he's safe.
Yep, he's pretty safe for now, and I don't know how many
but
warnings he has after the time penalty.
Caesar's looking good here. He's looking very good for a podium.
1.5 laps to go, and it's looking good for the Mercedes boys. It's looking good for McLaren. So all the teams that Lewis Hamilton has driven for, they are in for a good result this weekend. And then we have Ferrari, who are not even present in this race. So Hushram is blamed as VFix gets another 3 seconds, and that's a Ferrari fan there. So yeah, not a good weekend for VFix and Noble Garter. They're going to hold on to their positions, but Raman, what happened to Raman?
I don't know.
And Gisto has overtaken Caesar and all that, while not consequentially, because Caesar will still finish P3.
Yeah, Caesar knows he's just got to stay within the delta to the top 2, and he'll be right.
Yeah, he doesn't need to make any mistakes, as Blood and VFix are battling it out. And Blood and VFix is trying to hang it around the outside. VFix cuts the track, and he'll have to rejoin safely. As he does that, he lets
Blood actually was smart there. He actually pushed VFix wide. So
and VFix, he's got tires. He's got grass on his tires, VFix, so he had to be careful. But what about this man? What a race he has driven. Redstone from start to finish, got the pole position, has led all laps. And yeah, there's just nothing more to say about him. He's winning in dominant fashion
pole position,
week after week. Yeah,
led
pole
from
position.
Start to finish.
I don't know if he got a fastest lap. But yeah, that is just a perfect weekend for Redstone Dub yet again. He's weaving on the back straight and is gonna go through the wall of champions the last time this weekend as he wins the Canadian Grand Prix, and behind him is Abhishek. What a result for him. He was down on everyone and he was back
Caesar
up on
P3.
The podium. Caesar P3 because of time penalties. Noble gets more time penalties. Jishnu and Basil P4, P5. Bloodwave P6. VFX loses position to Ethan. So VFX ends up in P8. Noble Garter in P9. It's not a good day for Red Bull. And Wicked Vicky gets a final point of the race as Raman finishes in P11. And then Chips.
Red Bull were up there. And now,
yeah, in the first stint, they're absolutely up there. But in the second stint, after the pit stops, didn't really work out for them. But what a perfect weekend for Mercedes once again as they extend their lead at the top of the championship.
Oh, this is a massive extent to their lead going into Mexico.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
And Shane, do you mind getting these drivers into the party so we can have a quick chat with them, or would you want me to?
I'm not 100% sure how to do that yet.
All right, so let me do that. I will get
a massive congratulations to the Mercedes boys, Mercedes, and to Mercury and to Caesar as well too. They're in P3. But what can you say about Red? I mean, lights to checkered flag. What a win! Arbichet's in P2 and Caesar in P3 in the McLaren. So, many say, where will Redstone be next year? Could he possibly go to Ferrari? You never know.
I hope he emulates what Hamilton is doing. But while he does that, Abhishek, if we can quickly get, Redstone, if we can quickly get Abhishek into the party as I invite Caesar, and then we can have a quick chat with the three of you before we call it a night.
Let me just add them.
Oh, what a race. Let me just wait for the drivers to make their way to the interview room.
Right, so Abhishek is here. Caesar is not here yet. Let me just quickly tag him on the server. But while we
Oh,
do
he
that,
must
let's
be.
start with Abhishek's. Abhishek, I hope you can hear me and your audio sharing is on so people can hear you on the screen.
Yes.
But what a race. Oh, Caesar is as well, but we'll start with Abhishek regardless. Abhishek, what happened? You were disconnected and all our hearts sank when we read that message. But thankfully, you were able to
He can't hear you
continue.
apparently, Malav.
Oh, you can't hear
Uh,
me.
yeah,
Okay.
Oh, now I can.
Oh, now you can. Abhishek, all clear now? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. But take us through the race start and what was going on in your mind when you disconnected after that brilliant qualifying and what a comeback. Just talk us through your race, your battles with everyone across the field because you virtually did almost a last to the podium challenge. But massively impressed with your pace and racecraft. But just talk us through what happened at the start.
Yeah, I mean, at the start wasn't very ideal. I didn't even know I got disconnected because luckily I had the others in the party telling me that I left. So yeah, I couldn't pick my strategy or couldn't change anything. But in the end, it did work out. The hard to medium was pretty nice because there was just one safety car, which was at a pretty convenient time for me as well. But yeah, after the disconnect, I was just hoping to not be too far off the field when I get back into the lobby, and luckily I wasn't. I was close to the pack, but yeah, it was. I think everyone drove pretty clean today. It was good racecraft, good respect between all drivers, and yeah, I had to. I think I had to pass all the drivers ahead of me, which was nice as well. I didn't get lucky with moves that I had to make, which was nice. But yeah, I try to keep out of the penalty situation as well. I saw everyone around us except Caesar and myself got penalties because if there was a late safety car, then it would have been a disaster. But yeah, in the end, finishing P2 is more than I would have expected after the start that I had. But yeah, 1-2 for the team as well. Great result.
Yep, very strong result for the team. And just on the penalty bit, uh, we kind of half expected you to close the gap to Redstone considering you were on the mediums. Well, I know obviously there were one mediums by the time you eventually got up into P2, but the gap just kept extending after you were actually in free air. So just take us through what happened after you overtook Justin for P2.
I mean, initially for the first, I would say 5 laps only, I would probably be able to challenge Reston because let's face it, I mean, he is in a field of his own right now, and I don't think we're close enough to catch him on race pace yet. Hopefully soon, but yeah, once I was in free air, I knew I wouldn't catch him because I saw the gap was increasing by a few tenths every lap,
Right.
and we also like couldn't really work together because we had the penalty, so I couldn't ask him to keep me in DRS or whatever to have some safety from behind. But in the end, yeah, Baz defending from the cars behind helped me as well to pull away a bit. I don't think once I was in free air, I don't think I was well. I don't think I had the pace to really pull away, but I was just trying to keep it on track and out of like within the track limit.
Gotcha. And so overall, did you have fun racing these people?
Yeah, I mean, I think this was one of the most fun races for me
It
because
was right. So the
after
question why
being
I asked you was because I
yeah.
wanted Redstone to do the same next time around. So yeah, that was a trick question, but thank you. Shane, any
Yeah, well,
questions for
congratulations.
Abhishek?
I know. I was just su- surprised at just how just how well. Of course, as Red was in the class of his own, but Abhishek, that was a very good recovery and a very good drive. Well done.
Thank you, Shane.
Right. Moving on to Caesar, one of the only two drivers to not get a time penalty this race. Caesar, what a race! Once again, a great start. And take us through your first stint where you were in a bit of a traffic along with I think it was just no not just no it was I think Baz and a couple of other drivers. But towards the end, did you think you had pace to probably get ahead of Abhishek? Because since you were in the same battle.
Thank you and congrats to Redstone and Abhi. Brilliant drive. Yeah, first stint I was stuck behind Blood Wave on his softs.
Oh yes,
So the
Bloodwave.
plan was obviously to use him to keep me as close as possible to the top three, and then once the softs ran out, I went for the move. But then again, safety car I think came at the perfect time for all the hard runners, and then it was all about not getting penalized. I got my two warnings by lap six, so I was very careful at every lap since then. But once I saw that Basil had nine and Jishnu had 3 seconds, it was all about managing the pace because I knew that getting rid of the DRS is very tricky. So all I had to do was just maintain my ERS and just keep within 1 second of Cosmos front, and exactly that's what happened. And that's why when Basil and Jishnu were kind of going for the moves, I kind of held back and let them take the position because I knew as long as I can keep the penalty out of you know out of bay, I should be good enough for a podium. So that's what happened.
Right, and Shane on comms was wondering when was the last time you got a podium. I told him it hasn't been that long, but please do remind us when did you get a podium last? I think it was previous season.
That's a good question. I mean, it's not too long, Shane. I kind of step onto the podiums here and there. If I'm not involved in any incidents, I do manage to just sneak in into the podium.
Monaco.
But no, it's always good to be back in. I mean, you say that. I think my last podium was my race victory at Kota last season. So I think around 8 races back.
Right,
Okay.
that's
So
not too
yeah,
long.
I
That's not too
noticed.
long.
I noticed, Caesar, that your car at the start of the race was a bit nervous.
it was actually. So the setup that I was comfortable in my time trial was running a high downforce. Now, obviously, looking at the other setups, they were running very low compared to mine. So I kind of set it somewhere in the middle. So obviously, I came in with that setup with zero practice, and I think that's why I invalidated my first two runs and had a very horrid lap in my quality that I was able to set. But then again, race is where the points are, and I'm happy to finish P3.
Exactly. Well, congratulations on the podium and to you and the McLaren team.
Thank,
Well done.
Yep,
thank you very much,
congratulations
and thanks for the
to
comments.
Caesar as
Oh, thank
we
you.
move on to our race winner. And I really get tired of saying this now. Let's round up what a lap. It was close between you and Apicius for a while, and then, of course, it was eventually Noble Garter who joined you on the front row. Very surprised, first of all, to see Abhishek not alongside you on the grid. And then I think your race was pretty much standard. But where did you eventually get your 3 second time penalty? Is what I think would interest the people who are still watching the stream.
Firstly, congrats to Abhi and Caesar. Good recovery yet again. He makes this into a habit of his own. Very good result for the team. We are running away with the constructors as it stands. But yeah, qualifying, I wasn't really particularly happy with the first run. Made few mistakes. Second run, I think I spun. I was happy that I didn't DNF there. Lost my wing. And third run, I was just like trying to be cautious, but also explore the limits a bit. That gave me the pole. Quite standard again. But Noble's lap was really good. I was telling him on party, he's one to look out for. Race, yeah, it was important to get a good start. I was managing my own race. The mediums felt quite awful after like lap 8 or so. Just trying to manage that. And yeah, I do my usual get the 3 seconds, make life difficult for myself, and sort of like motivates me to drive a little faster on those hards. So quite
Yeah,
happy with
just
the
curious.
race.
Did you have any other warnings after you got the 3 second time penalty?
After the 3 second, maybe I got one because I was pushing like crazy on those hards. So
Right, because Shane and I were just discussing that if you had a couple of warnings after the time penalty, then that would, and then you get one more, which is basically a 6 second, then that would put Abhishek's very close to the race win. But I'm disappointed that that didn't happen. But but but
Can
very
I?
strong.
I just wanted to. I know. I just wanted to ask this on behalf of everyone. like in the league and everything. With what's happened in the real life Formula One at the moment, with Lewis going to Ferrari, Red, are we going to see you maybe go the same way? Are we going to see you go to Ferrari for a new challenge?
I was actually talking to Abhishek about this. Maybe next season you will see the Merc boys in red overalls. Maybe.
Oh God, I'm good.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's
Oh,
we're gonna stick to
oh,
the black cars.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right. Well,
black
then I'm
cars do matter,
I'll have 50-50.
and congratulations, Abhishek, Redstone and Caesar once again. That was a very strong race, and yeah,
Congratulations, yes, Red. What's your thoughts on Mexico being the next round? We go there for the next one.
Just keep doing what we do, I guess. Fast in, fast out, as a prestigious IRL member once said, following his footsteps. So.
All right. Well, it was a very dominant win, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one, which is Mexico. So,
yep, it is
Yeah,
Mexico
thank
next
you
congratulations to
week.
you
guys.
and the
Thank you so
team. Well
much.
done, Red.
Yep, we'll see you guys in Mexico next week. Until then, take care of yourselves, everyone. Goodbye, good night, and yep, enjoy the rest of your weekend.